Takeover. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 3 to 5 p.m.
It's 16:38 and Chantal, she is still with us, and we are talking about stress. We are talking about ways of dealing with stress, and go out there and look for help and not try to, fix your problems on your own, because, my word, things that happen after that. And I also learned something today that it starts with stress and then it pushes up to anxiety, then it becomes depression. Oh yes, then I remember the question that I wanted to ask her before the headlines, that is there a way of reversing all of that, from depression to stress until you become normal again, free from all of those things? Is there a way of dealing with it?
Sure, that is what therapy is essentially about, is that you get assistance in calming yourself, in recognizing where you are at, in dealing more effectively with what you need to deal with, and also getting skills in terms of doing that, which means, being able to deal with whatever it is more effectively.
Wow. So, Chantal, now let's talk about mothers or mothers-to-be. Abantu abadala, older people or elder people would say avoid stress, make sure that you do everything that makes you happy. Obviously, they're saying that because they have experienced that. They know that if you go through certain things, it will definitely affect your unborn baby, So what are the things that maybe pregnant women should avoid, or the things that they need to do to stay happy and make sure that the unborn child stays healthy? Yeah.
That is quite a big topic on its own.
Yes.
Because pregnancy puts a significant demand on a woman's body, just physically and hormonally. So just your biology is under strain already. So you're already in a position where you cannot deal with everything you dealt with before. So if you're walking or you're pregnant and you have a very stressful life, if you're just going to continue in the same way and you are always busy, your body can't actually handle it. So you need to slow down, you need to take more rests, you need to take more breaks, you need to look after yourself, you need to get more support. So there's a lot of things that need to be done when you're pregnant, because it's just a very difficult time actually.
Yes.
And also it can lead to postnatal depression if a mom is under too much stress and then finds it difficult to bond with her baby and becomes completely hopeless in the situation.
Ooh, that's scary. Well, okay. So you're saying you have to take care of yourself more? You have to rest more. Is there foods, things that you can take as well to eliminate stress or a stressful life? Is there a diet that you can actually follow so your stress level can just come down?
It would be a healthy diet, and
Yes.
for everyone that's different. But it would be healthy, something that's healthy for you. I'm a psychologist.
Yeah, so you really know the dietary
I'm not the
side of things,
dietitian.
I understand. But you're right, the rest more and make sure
Yeah.
that you don't work as hard as you do, and the support is very important. It's exam time. Now the young ones are stressing, they're studying, and we actually, we're talking about, what happened not so long ago, I think 2 months ago in Braamfontein, where a young lady decided to take her own life. And her friends were not even aware that she was going through a lot, And for her, she decided, okay, I'm doing this. But her own friends thought maybe she's looking for attention. That's all she wants to, to be noticed. And they kept saying, jump, jump. We want to see if we can actually do it. And she did it. And later they realized that there were signs everywhere, How much is the stress out there for young people? What are they going through? Why are they so much stressed? Is it because of the things that they experienced at the early age with their parents? Where is it coming from?
Okay, firstly, the issue of suicide is very important among the teens and children. It's definitely increased, and it's a huge concern that maybe the children are not, we're not recognizing the troubles and difficulties that they are experiencing.
Right.
And identifying it soon enough. So it is very important, because suicide has been significantly on the increase, that we take the time to equip children with skills. There are certain things that there's a lot of demands on children. If you just think about the context that they find themselves in every day, they have to perform academically, they have to keep their friendships maintained, they're in competition with each other. So there's a lot of pressure to fit in and also to do well and to learn different skills and to just be okay. And then you've got the family dynamics that also come into play. So there's a lot of things that children...
And they also expect you to behave or act or grade, these things that are expected for you to...
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's too much.
So if you find a child, especially during this exam time, who actually struggles academically, now maybe they actually have a real problem, that they're a slow learner, and that they really struggle, they have a learning difficulty somewhere, and that it's not being identified, and there's pressure from teachers, there's pressure from parents, that pressure they're putting on themselves to perform well. But yet when they're studying, they're finding it so difficult to learn because of a learning difficulty that they have. And that can also lead to significant stress because they actually don't have the ability to learn as easily as someone who's, for example, learns easily.
Yeah.
So we need to see if our children aren't doing too well at school, maybe they have other skills, that we don't put so much pressure on just one thing. Some people are good with their hands, some people are good with academics, some are good with sport. But that we don't put pressure for our children to do something that actually they're not good in.
Exactly.
That it's not their talent.
Then it starts with the parents paying attention to their own kids and understanding what they can or can't do.
Yeah,
right?
and so if your child is good at something, then let them go because it builds their confidence. It makes them feel good about themselves. It makes them flourish.
Absolutely.
But then when they're not doing well and you're forcing them to continue...
Or you don't even know what they're good at, then it creates problems because you keep pushing them in a situation where they're not really comfortable at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Where that's not their skills. So they're not coping under that environment.
What would you say to the parents? How to raise your child better? The signs that you should just look out for. They're the things that you have to say. Just that open communication with your kids.
Yeah,
and for them to be open enough and say, Mommy, I'm not good at maths. Mommy, I'm not good at biology or science. Because they're afraid.
Yeah, the first thing to do is to try to have open communication with your child and to listen to what they are saying. Because if your child continuously is crying when they have a maths test or when they come home with their marks for maths and they're really struggling, is to acknowledge the difficulty rather than to say they just need to do better. They need to do better with the next test. But to acknowledge that they're struggling, to see if there's something that can better that. And if there's not, then actually to just take the pressure off because the child already has put pressure on themselves to want to do well. So to have the added pressure from the environment really is too much to handle.
Wow.
Only on Massive Metro.